A member of the BOT of the National Association of Ondo and Ekiti State Christian Students.
Alright, guys. Sir, we would love to meet you. Can we meet you, sir?
I'm by name Matthew Ondo, simply called Matthew Ondo. I was born about 43 years ago. And the family, Chief Mrs. MSWA. So I heard from Ekiti, the government of Ekiti State. I was born and bred in Niger State, besides New Busa, that people normally call Kanji. That was where I was born and bred. In the first 15 years of my life, I was spent in that community. From here, I proceeded to the University of Ondo. My second degree also was in the University of Ondo. Currently, I'm running a third degree in NAOESCS. Presently, I'm working with the university, staff, lecturer in the Department of Crop, Soil and Environmental Sciences, the Faculty of Agriculture. So that's what I'm married to Dr. Mrs. who's also in Ondo, lecturer like myself, Department of Chemistry, in the same institution. God has blessed the union with 3 powerful boys. So that is little things about myself.
Joined NAOESCS in the year 82-83 academic session. That was when I joined NAOESCS. At that time, I was an undergraduate student at the University of Ibadan.
Sir, please, what course did you study when you were in school?
Oh, I studied forestry. I finished from the Department of Forest Resources Management, University of Ibadan.
As a student in the University of Ibadan. It was through a brother in the same fellowship, University of Ibadan. We also stayed on the same hostel, Zik Hall, UI. We were on the same block. It was the one that told me analysis. I was fascinated by all that he told me. So one way or the
NAOESCS is National Association of Ondo and Ekiti State Christian Students. What I know NAOESCS for is it is a mission body that is aimed at reaching out the nooks and crannies of Ondo and Ekiti State with the light of the gospel of Christ Jesus.
NAOESCS is a unique house. It's unique in the sense that it has a well-defined mission. NAOESCS is not a house any other thing other than mission and intercession for Ondo and Ekiti States, rural areas, interior. So that is what NAOESCS is known for. Mission to rural and interior areas. It's not just a place where you come because enjoy good fellowship. It's not a place where you come just because you just need to be in fellowship. It's a place where you come because you are driven by passion, you are driven by desire, you are driven by the desire to see souls saved, to see the gospel preached, to see the power of God on the ground. That was the driving force. That was the passion. That was the moving force behind my involvement in NAOESCS.
I thank God that I knew this word. While I said that is that I'll be the person that will be passionate towards evangelizing. Like I do tell people, I was few of the fortunate people. When I mean fortunate, that got to know God when it was still very small. I was in primary 3 to primary 4 when I became born again. I'm talking about really born again, speaking in tongues. Nobody lay hand on me when I started speaking in tongues as a child. When NAOESCS came, it's just like a passion that someone has towards evangelism. So it was embraced. And no, anybody that feel the heartbeat of God, we know that one NAOESCS is what every church is supposed to do. It's supposed to have passion for souls, to have yearning for souls. And that is what NAOESCS is all about. And NAOESCS have really helped people like us.
I've known NAOESCS since my level days, but the understanding I have then was just a group in which they just go for outreach and that's all. But my 2 years in NAOESCS, full 2 years in NAOESCS, I've meant to know that NAOESCS is a place where the Lord bring some set of group of students together to teach them the way of the Lord. NAOESCS has been a place where the Lord humbles students. It's a place where the Lord opens the eyes of people to see, to know the purpose of God for their life. So NAOESCS is a place where the Lord gives people privilege to serve the Lord. It's a place where the Lord train many people even to live peacefully amidst each other. So NAOESCS is more than what anybody can say it is. It is a God divine association where the Lord raised men, agents of transformation, even for our dear states and also even for Nigeria and all over the world. And NAOESCS has really produced great men of God from the time past. As I've met people like Bio James, people that have challenged me, great men of God. I can't just keep on Samuel Bilizos in South Africa and the rest. These are men which God has used NAOESCS to raise and is still raising men today. So that's all I can say about NAOESCS. And also again, he has a mission of going to the interior part of the United States to preach the gospel, converting, making them fishers of men at all costs, and with the vision of reconciling men unto God. So.
Ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi ni fàájì ń ṣàn ní gbogbo àyíká abúlé. Ọ̀nà ni ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà ni òkọ̀dá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ní bàbá fi rẹ̀. Inú ilé fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi fàájì ń ṣàn ní gbogbo àyíká abúlé. Ọ̀nà ni ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà ni òkàndá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. kó gbé ìyá mọ́ra rẹ̀ wọ̀ ọmọ akínkísí lójú ọ̀nà àfi tó bá délé ọ̀nà ní ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ní òkọ̀dá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ní bàbá fi rẹ̀ inú ilé fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi fàájì oríṣiríṣi ní gbogbo àyíká ọ̀nà ní ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ní òkàndá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Padà sílé ológo kò lè jágere. Níwọ̀n ìgbà tí ìlàwọ̀ rẹ̀ kò ti jágere. Ìrìn àjò padà sílé ológo kò lè jágere. Ìka tí ọ̀dọ́gba ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìrìn àjò yìí. Àtàpàpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìka tó tẹ̀lé ṣàkàjúwe ìgbà ayé ọmọdé. Ìka àríjúwe ìgbà ọ̀dọ́ èyí tó tẹ̀lé sọ tìrọ̀lẹ́ ayé rẹ̀ nígbà sọ̀rọ̀ nípalẹ̀ ayé yẹn nígbà gbogbo. Ọ̀nà ní òkọ̀dá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ní bàbá fi rẹ̀ inú ilé fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi fàájì oríṣiríṣi ní gbogbo àyíká ọ̀nà ní ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ní òkàndá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ní bàbá fi rẹ̀ inú ilé fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi fàájì oríṣiríṣi ní gbogbo àyíká ọ̀nà ní ọ̀dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ní òkàndá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. dàgbà sí ló ń kéré sí bẹ́ẹ̀ lágbára rẹ̀ ń dínkù gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́ran ara. Èyí ló mú Jésù sọ wípé ká máa ra ìgbà padà nígbà gbogbo. Rántí ẹlẹ́dàá rẹ̀ nígbà èwe kọjọ́ ibi tó dé. Iṣẹ́ tó bọ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ọjọ́ ibi tó dé ní.
Má bànújẹ́ Ọlọ́run mọ̀ sí.
Ọmọ tó kù mọ́ ọ lọ́wọ́ ọjọ́ ibi tó lọ́rùn ní.
Ó fi fún wọn ló gbà á.
Àwọn ẹni tó kàn rẹ́ fẹ́ láti rí tán papòdà tó rí mọ́.
Ó sùn ní wọn ò kú.
Ó ń ṣẹ́mi ìrìn àjò padà sábúlé ní pápọ̀kàn jẹ́. Ọ̀nà ni ò dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà ni ò kọjá àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Ọ̀nà àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ní bàbá fi rẹ̀. Inú ilé ó fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi fàájì oríṣiríṣi ní gbogbo àyíká
fún ayọ̀.
ọ̀nà ni ó dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ni ó kàn dá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Ìwẹ̀nu àáké ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kì í ṣoníṣẹ́. Ẹni máa joyin inú àpáta ṣòun lọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀. Ìwẹ̀nu àáké ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kì í ṣoníṣẹ́. Bọ́ nínú bí ejò níwà tútù bíi ti àdàbà. Kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà abúlé. Bọ́ nínú bí ejò níwà tútù bíi ti àdàbà. Kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà abúlé.
Onoyake Ufumanutin. Anytime I call my name, they always ask me again. So before you ask me again, Onoyake Ufumanutin. Any of them you can pick. If you cannot pick Onoyake, you can pick Ufuma. If you cannot pick Ufuma, you can pick Newton. And many people always pick Newton because it's very simple to pronounce. Yes, I'm from Delta State, who we are local government. Jakpa in Delta State. I was born in Lagos State, Oshodi local government. The first time I visited my place was in 2007. Did I say when I remember visiting my place, 2007? Yes. Before, in case you think of asking me the language, that will be off key because I know more Yoruba than Yoruba language. Yes, ma'am. Delta State. I schooled in Lagos, secondary and primary, nursery, and then my tertiary institution was in University of Benin. Yes, ma'am.
We learned that you served in a house called NAOESCS. Like, what was your position there when you were serving in NAOESCS?
I was representing the president.
Sir, what is the full meaning of NAOESCS? And what is NAOESCS? What does NAOESCS stand for?
The National Association of Ondo and Ekiti State Christian Students.
When did you join NAOESCS, sir? I mean the year. I will introduce you to NAOESCS.
I joined NAOESCS on September 2014. And that was in a Ekiti Union local outreach. That was my first outreach into the local outreach. That was when I first joined NAOESCS. It is called the National Association of Ondo and Ekiti State Christian Students. That it is not meant for the students of Ondo and Ekiti State alone. It is meant for everyone that has a mission in mind, that has the passion for souls. The only limitation is that you go to Ondo State and Ekiti State. But the people that go to Ondo State and Ekiti State, they are not only Ondo State and Ekiti State students. They can be from north, south, east or west. Like I am from Delta State. Different people ask me, how come you found yourself in NAOESCS? You are the president. God is wonderful. It is God's work. And it is who He has chosen. It was when I joined NAOESCS that I knew that God does some kind of things that you think He does not know you, but sorry, He knows you even better than you know yourself. So NAOESCS is not for only Ondo State students and Ekiti State students. It's for those that are from Sokoto, those that are from Kaduna, those that are from Delta, like I'm from Delta State. And as long as you have it in mind to reach out to souls, you have the passion and the cry for lost souls, then you're welcome to the NAOESCS.
Wow.
Nípa oore ọ̀fẹ́ o, àyẹ̀yẹ̀ la ó jọ rìn délé. Ìwọ ṣáà ti máa rántí pé abúlé wa wà gbà. Ọ̀nà ni ọ̀dá, ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà ni òkọ̀dá, àwọn abúlé wa dùn gan. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá, ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa. Ọ̀nà abúlé ọ̀dá, àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Iwájú ilé wúrà ni bàbá fi rẹ̀. Inú ilé.
My personal testimony. Okay. I have a lot of personal testimony, but the only thing I can just say that God has been so faithful unto me. By God's grace, I served the house twice as a national evangelist secretary, and it has not been easy so far. But I learned how to trust in God. I can say that throughout my stay, it was when I joined NAOESCS that my CGPA academically was increasing. It was increasing strategically. Even though I was very busy, I don't have time for my academics, but still God has been so faithful in it. I came out with one of the best results in my department, and it was as if I'm not serious, but God has been so faithful. Not only that, He has been also faithful in my finances. I know the amount of money my parents are sending to me every month, but it's not something that I can base my life on. But God has been so faithful, even in finances. Apart from that, even my future, my life partner, everything in the house, God has been so faithful in. This is a testimony in that He has given me a future. He has given me a future through this future. By virtue of this house, I have known where the Lord is sending me to, where He wants me to, what He will have me to do for Him. So these are my testimony. And the last is that I am still in God, and He also increased my faith in Him. The house really built me to trust in Him deeper. Personal fellowship with God increased, and many more. Is a really testimony indeed to me. So, as I've said earlier, NAOESCS has made me to be a man that is after God and God alone. And by virtue of my leadership position in which I just completed, that has made me to be a man that is able to manage, that is able to lead, that is able to serve again, and to able to that others has teach me humility and many things. These are the things in which I have seen has made me to be hardworking, and also again has made me to be cheerful and able to even to do many things at the same time, even complementing my academics with the work. It has been God's grace. So, and not only able to function in many things, also learning many things, even as part of mission. In fact, today, if I find myself in any place, I could handle some things by God's grace because of the training and the lesson I've learned from the house.
Yeah, NAOESCS we've heard that is a mission house. I want to answer the question in two ways. NAOESCS is a mission house, and we learned that some people call it a rugged house. So some call it a mission house, some call it a rugged house. And anytime we went for outreaches, people will be like, we went there to confront the enemies. And so when you are coming back and you come back alive, they'll be like, wow. So where does that ruggedity and the mission comes from?
If I understand you very well, there's not how you be a missionary or even a student's missionary, you won't be rugged. Because actually why they use the word rugged is because of the locality of the particular place in which we are going to. We go to interior parts of Ondo and Ekiti states, and being in such a place, there are many the water you drink, even the place where you bath. Even sometimes you are so lost in work that you forgot that to bath for 3 days. So that's the reason why people call this rugged, is a ruggedy, everything, and even they call the evangelist secretary ruggedy. But nevertheless, there's not how you be a student mission, which will not be rugged, but everything is based on how you can compose yourself when you are outside the city in those places. So, and you going for an outreach and coming back alive, it is God's grace. And that nothing happened and this, it is God's grace. It is God that does it. And any challenge you face in a particular mission, it is either God allows it or that one has lost connection between God. The Bible says, if God be for us, who can be against us? And this has been the word of God.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, what do you have to say, like a word of admonition to we students? Because I believe you're also a student, and that is why we are talking to you, just for the other students to have this kind of awareness of what they're doing. So, you as a student, what do you have to tell others, or the advice you have to give to others as a student? Because you remember, even our academic is serious, and God had to be involved in our academics. But yet, in Mark 15:16, it said, "Go into the world and preach the gospel to every nation." So, how can this come together, sir?
Okay. Sorry, it is my admonition to every student is that God is faithful, and because He's faithful, He will always do His own part. We just need to also do our own part, and our part is that we are not lazy, but we are diligent and we are hardworking. But He is faithful. He that has called us is faithful to do it. As I said, since when I've joined my NAOESCS till the time I finish as an undergraduate, my CGPA keeps increasing. It's never stopped. So, and it's not because of I was hardworking or I have time to read the way I read before, or because I attend classes. In fact, I miss classes, I miss tests. But He is faithful in His own part. But we as a students, we also must not miss our own part. Our own part is to diligently be hardworking. And how are you hardworking? We don't have time in which other people have time. Other people can have time to do other things, but you know that the only little time you have, either you are doing God's work, you are busy with God's work, or you are doing your academics, you are embarking on your plan. So you don't have time in which other people have. So that's all about that. So you have to be time managed. You have to know how to manage your time, and also again, make sure you are faithful to your part. God is ever faithful, and He will never disappoint us.
What department are you?
I finished from agricultural engineering.
Okay. Wow, that is wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. And regards to all future brethren, remain blessed, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Now since all the blessed and China, what the best happened from China? Because when I joined NAOESCS, like I told you, brother just came, we just embraced the vision and we started running by it. That time I don't know anybody, I only knew him that came. And we just picked it up, we started moving. Even in my first outreach, I was being organizing secretary. In my first outreach in NAOESCS, I was being organizing secretary. And it was so baffling. It baffled so many people. I said, these people just come and put load on me. Okay, but notwithstanding, we took it up. And that's why I don't tell people, if you're in NAOESCS, day falling to example. And I mobilized about 5 people that are strong like me to go. And about 7 of us, we went for that outreach. During the examination, and we went and we came back. I could remember I was in the hot route because I don't have any also. And we never failed. We never failed. So this is what analysis does. If you serve God, so that is my greatest testimony. Despite my involvement in analysis, I don't have any course. When I was a student, you see I'm writing one course for the second time. When I can carry it back. I never experienced it. That's why the fact you are busy in analysis, you are busy in your fellowship. I'm a member of the fellowship executive from my 100 level to the final year. Even the final year that most fellowship will not put you as member. They forced me. I said it was easy. So, and we didn't fail. And I do tell people, that is what God will do for you if He knows that you are doing it. What some people will read for 5 hours, you will pick it up in 30 minutes and you will grab what you have grabbed. But you have to be faithful to God and God will be faithful to you. And God knows that time that if we fail, if people like me fail, my school will boil. Because one level the body, pastor, you fail. Pastor, so God knows that one, and that one is at stake. So that's our testimony. So my passion, like your first second question, is that we should just keep the fire burning. Let's keep the fire burning. Let the passion be here. And that is why some of us are still much more in houses today. That's why the past so many years that we have left campuses. We are still in houses today because the passion is here. And we could see that being in houses is blessing us. It's not that it's reducing from us, it's blessing us. Being a member of houses is blessing us. If it is my heavy passion, I will not do this. My wife was even the one telling me that you know about you see, because they have seen that at least this thing has a way of blessing us, blessing the family. So they want to even release you, go, you don't want to go. So I will thank God for that. So that is my little testimony. There were so many. So personally speaking, I remember the first outreach I attended. You know, when we were on the outreach ground, it was a serious business. And interestingly, on the outreach ground, I was just a member. I would experience God giving me revelations of things that were to happen on the crusade ground. And those things were coming to pass. So that was the first excitement. And God can give you vision about things that will happen on the crusade ground. God can give you vision about somebody that will be coming, you know, to the crusade ground, and you will see life. Only God showed you in the night, you will see it in the daytime. These are some of the experiences and some of the testimonies. I remember there was one outreach we went to where masquerades came to disturb us on the outreach. The brethren went to meet the masquerades, and a particular brother among us threw a line on the ground, and he told the masquerades, if you know you are bold enough to cross this line, the masquerades, he became afraid. And the masqueraders could not cross the line, they all went back. That was how we continued to outreach. So there have been so many wonderful testimonies. There was one particular one I had. I think it was at my very correct. The first outreach we had in 1996. I was surprised. I got back to Ibadan and I saw the Bunta market in Ibadan. I saw a lady greeting me very familiarly. And he told me you were in our village. You came to preach to us. You know, that day I realized how it will be in eternity. When you get to heaven and you see souls and you minister to, welcoming you and greeting you cheerfully in heaven that you preach to me. I'm born again because you preach to me. And I think that was a moving experience for me. That's some other experiences. Too numerous to talk about.
Thank you so much for that. I know since you joined NAOESCS, I know there have been a lot of benefits personally that you know that the house has added to your life. Can you tell us?
Personally speaking, I didn't really get benefits from the house.
house gave me a platform to express my passion for outreach in rural areas. That has been my passion from a very, very, very beginning. So I saw NAOESCS as a platform to express that passion. And to me, that is the greatest benefit I have in NAOESCS. The greatest benefit. And aside from that, as a student in NAOESCS, we had the need and the responsibility to pray, to receive word from God, to receive word about outreaches, to receive places to do outreach, to go for outreaches. Those experiences had an indelible mark on us as students, and that taught us the way of ministry. And ministry is not just sitting down thinking in your head. Ministry is going to God and asking Him, what do you want us to do? Where do you want us to go? And we see that practically exposes us to the reality of true ministry. That is another major benefit I will say I have derived from the house. But aside from those people, the fulfillment that comes from preaching the gospel, the fulfillment that comes, I remember as a student I was a crusader on one of our outreaches. And during the crusade, every night of the crusade there were testimonies, serious testimonies. One of the testimonies was a man who claimed he had back pain, he couldn't bend for about 19 years. And after prayer that night, the man was happy, was jumping up and down, sharing testimony that he was healed, 19-year back pain, gone. So many wonderful testimony on the crusade ground when you preach the gospel. And you know that this testimony is not because you are powerful. It's not because you are so anointed. You yourself, you can't explain it. You just do your own thing. You preach the gospel and you pray. And you call for testimony in faith. And you see people open out. You come and share testimony. There was one outreach we had. A woman who had glasses. She was carried to the crusade. And she was healed. She went home broken. Then that day she was testifying that the size of the leg was already shrinking. Already shaking. So these were some of the wonderful testimonies, experiences we had on our church. So we begin to wonder, so God can use me. This little me. God can use something through me. These are very wonderful experiences we have had.
And sir, since you've done NAOESCS, what are your testimonies?
Which of them?
Testimony in terms of your academics achievements and many more spiritual.
Many testimonies.
All right.
That's why I said which of them.
All right, sir.
As for academics, God is always faithful. Imagine where you miss test. Huh? Others were in school, they also missed the test. What made them to miss it? I don't know. I that was not in school, I missed the test, and I came back to sit for a makeup assignment. And they, going back to the lecturer, tells them, sorry, there's no way for you. It is a testimony, and at the end of the day, I am still here, saying, even though I'm a graduate of Ondo by the grace of God now, I missed the test, not once, and even a test that the date was fixed the first day of the class, where the lecturer will tell us, where were you when we fixed the date? Even if you are not in class, you are aware of the date, so you shouldn't miss a test like that. You would have planned and prepared for it. Though I planned and prepared for it, I still missed it because of what happened along the way. Stayed at secretariat. To cut the long story short, I got to the school on the day the test was done. When I got there, people were already out of the exam test hall. So I met the lecturer. He said, okay, come back later. What really happened that made you miss the test? I just gave him a short story of what happened to the boss. And then he said, he now gave me an assignment relating to what happened to the boss. And God helped me, as God helped me, I wrote it and I passed the course. The course I missed test, the two courses I missed their test, I got high score. Especially in one of them that I missed, I got a very high score. So God has been faithful in my academics and even in the spiritual life. Sometimes I don't need to pray about something, He shows it already. Like this small girl here, I can tell you some things about her without asking God about her. So He's a faithful God. He still does some of His miracles and wonders.
Wow, that is so wonderful. So what do you want to say to those people that would love to join NAOESCS? I want you to say a brief everything you know about NAOESCS so that they won't think that it is just meant for only Ondo and Ekiti.
Testimonies since the NAOESCS range from spiritual reawakening, which came up actually following my first encounter, outreach encounter. We had a situation whereby I was privileged to attend the outreach that took place at Bolorunduro Owena, and that was the first outreach I attended. We got a call at IVCU, my fellowship at that time, and we were invited to join. And up till now, that outreach was one I could never forget, because it made me to know God from a different perspective. And maybe I just share this about that particular outreach that has remained very remarkable in my life up till now. We had prayed before the outreach that God will grant us bumper harvest of souls, that souls will be won to Christ and so on. And we, of course, it was in August, it was in rainy season, and we had prayed that we will not have rain, because we know that rain will disturb open air crusade in that kind of a community. And so we got to this village, and we started setting up our stage, all the equipment and things like that, and we went around the community inviting the people for the open air crusade. But along the line, by the time we did that, the villagers didn't come out. It was only the children, young kids and so on, that came around to just see us what we were doing. And we told the sisters who were to take praise worship to start. And so the program started. We started singing at the crusade ground. Only the children were around. The others, the villagers, they didn't come. And all of a sudden, there was cloud. And the cloud was getting thicker and thicker. And we started praying all manner of prayers against the rain. Because even without rain, people didn't come out. So rain would just be a simple excuse for people to stay indoors. So we started praying that God, let there be no rain. This rain must not fall. And I remember standing right on that crusade ground that day and really praying, speaking in tongues, quoting all scriptures we knew how to quote and so on. And before we realized it, I felt a drop of rain on my hand. I still said, I am not moved by what I see, I'm not moved by what I hear, I'm moved by the word of God. And I kept hammering on the word of God, I kept emphasizing the word of God. But the drizzling became more intense, and before you know it, while it started raining, and we still said, well, we'll keep on in faith, we'll keep on with the choruses, but the rain now poured so heavily, and of course all our equipment will be affected, so we had to move them into the classroom. And in fact, we really felt so bad about it. But what happened was this: as we were packing those equipment, trying to get into the classroom to avoid the rain, the villagers started trooping out, some with umbrellas, some without umbrellas, from all their various community places, and they started pleading with us, please don't remove your instrument, don't pack, we are here for the program, so we want to do crusade. We said, no, we want to do crusade, but the rain. They said, no. So there is a nearby church, Anglican church I believe, and they said they will quickly go and open the place. It was a very big church, and that was where we were asked to move to, and the whole community gathered. The place was filled up. We were surprised. Every person that was to come came, and the crusader preached that day and gave the altar call, and all the villagers, young and old, male and female, all hands went up. The man said no, they should all put down their hands, that maybe they didn't understand what he was saying. He narrated the gospel again, made altar call again, all the hands again went up. In fact, it was such that he couldn't call the people to come out, because everybody was a convert. And it was a very big time. We now had to talk of what really happened. When it was not raining, we went to invite people to come. They didn't come. Only the children were around. When it now started raining every day, they all came now inside the rain, some even without umbrella, and insisting we must do the program. So we asked some of the villagers, what really happened? And they told us, they said, since the beginning of the rainy season, they have not had rains in that community. That all their neighboring communities have been having rains. And they have been having, working on their farms and so on. But unfortunately, in their own community, there has been no rain. And that they have sent for their badlies, they have even gone to neighboring communities to bring rainmakers to make rain for them. And none has worked, not a single drop. And that it was our coming that brought the rain to them. And that truly the God that we have brought must be the true God. And that was why all of them had no choice but to come out. It was an amazing experience. But what really touched my heart there was this. We were praying that God don't let rain fall. Whereas God knew, God allowed the rain to fall. It was as if our prayer was not answered. But then our prayer was actually answered, because it was by the rain falling that the souls really came to Christ. So it was something that revolutionized my spiritual life since that time up till now.
Fún ọ̀ṣọ́ oríṣiríṣi lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀ ní gbogbo àyíká fún ayọ̀ ọ̀nà ni ó dá ṣùgbọ́n abúlé wa wà pa ọ̀nà ni ó kàn dá àmọ́ abúlé wa dùn gan. Àti wá látàbúlé rọrùn gan ni ṣùgbọ́n ìrìn àjò padà sábúlé òníra.
That was a good testimony. Sir, finally, what is your word of admonition for us? Because as a student, how do you think we can combine our academics with the work?
Well, I have been there before as a student, and God helped me. I combined it effectively and had good results in my academic work. So I know it is possible for any student to also achieve that. What is important is to do the right thing at the right time. The Bible says there is a time for everything. There is a time to study. A student should study at the time he is to study. He shouldn't spend his time doing frivolous things. And then when it's time to attend programs, the student should also faithfully do it. I believe one can maintain a healthy balance between spiritual life, spiritual activities, and academic work as a student.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
So we'll meet next time. God bless you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Lọ́nà yẹn, kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà ìfà.
Now, I want you to make a decree over this place. I'm very sure this place will be possessed by some powers and principalities. And do you know that these principalities and powers, they are not the friend of human beings. There are some destinies that would have been withered in this place. I want you to declare into this water. And you say, you this water, hear the word of the Lord. Because as you are in this place, you have the authority through the name of Jesus. I want you to declare into this water, into the principalities and powers, that they should release all the destinies that they have withheld in their hand. I want you to begin to declare now. Father, in the name of Jesus, we declare new principalities and powers this word's not fresh. Bring out every glory that God followed in the name of Jesus.
I know. Ẹ̀kúnra yíjọ ẹ̀yin òrìṣà. Ẹ̀kúnra yíjọ ẹ̀yin èké gbogbo. Bó ti wù kí agbára yín tó. Òkè parẹ́ tí Jésù ní. Kí láti wí ẹ̀kúnra yíjọ ẹ̀yin òrìṣà. Ẹ̀kúnra yíjọ ẹ̀yin èké gbogbo. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Òkè parẹ́ tí.
Mezuva sindere, meluva sindere bababa, mekenesi zakaya baba, zevo sindre muza, makapa.
In this place. In the name of Jesus. Command the release. In the name of Jesus. Bring out every glory that God swallowed. In the name of Jesus. Make a decree. In the name of Jesus. Because it is written that in the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. Of things in heaven. Now, I want you to make a decree over this place. I'm very sure this place will be possessed by some powers and principalities. And do you know that these principalities and powers are not the friends of mandate? There are some destinies that would have been withered in this place. I want you to declare into this water. And you say, you this water, hear the word of the Lord. Because as you are in this place, you have the authority through the name of Jesus. I want you to declare into this water, into the principalities and powers, that they should release all the destinies that they have withheld in their hand. I want you to begin to declare now.
Kígbẹ̀yìn ayé yín lè dáa, àwọn fẹ́ sóríire, wọ́n dẹ̀bẹ̀ wọn pé náà bá fẹ́ sóríire o, àwọn bọ́lọ̀ sí ọlọ́run adé, sọ́gbóró ni ṣèṣe ṣàyé ohun kéèrè dáhùn yín nítorí lọ́lọ́ lè ṣe owó fún wọn ni wọ́n fi sí ọlọ́run sí ìjọ burúkú ni. Bọ́lá ẹ̀ àgbà ẹ̀ sọ pé nítorí pé káwọn lè wọ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n náà làwọn fi sí ọlọ́run sí nǹkan burúkú ni ẹ̀yin kọ́. Láti ní iye wọn láti ní tó pé wọ́n fẹ́ ní ìyá ayérayé ni wọ́n fi sí ọlọ́run sí nǹkan burúkú ni lóde tẹ̀sí bẹ́ẹ̀ lóde fi jalè abẹ́ máa ń jalè ní ọ̀yá ayọ̀sí sáwọn jalè tó tẹ̀sí jalè nítorí ó lòdì sí ìfẹ́ náà ẹ̀wọ̀ gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ sọ ó dáa ó correct géètì mọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jẹ́ kí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ wáyé ní ọjọ́ kan tọ́jú ọlọ́mọ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́wọ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́jọ́ yìí ó ní ọ̀pẹ kí ìsọ òyìnbó ni your flight your bag mi fẹ́ gbà wọ́n so wọ́n ní pẹ́tọ́pẹ́ wọ́n àyè ìwọ sàmì lọ I now sat down. By more, I don't tell them the speech. I now sat down. So, why am I serving God? So I go church, yeah. But you know, I evangelism, yeah. We have Bible. Why am I serving God? I have to take priority. Okay, I'm serving God because I do not want to go to hellfire. Make a way from the party. I'm serving God. But another thing, I'm serving God. Creator and delay my judge delay me. One bonus gun, sitting over see along. One cup of melon. Money, I'm serving God. Need to pay more key. I don't know. This is how he said it. He said, if you are serving God because of the fear and fire, so bá ń sí Ọlọ́run nítorí pé ọ̀fẹ́ wọná ó láìkí ìwé wà wọná yẹn mo ní à wọ́n ní pé if you are serving God because of the fear of your enemy so bá ń sí Ọlọ́run nítorí pé ọ̀fẹ́ tí ọ̀tọ̀ pa ọ̀tá yẹn ní padà bá ọ̀ wà ní pé Ọlọ́run bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ wà ní pé serve God, serve me because you love me. Wọ́n ní máa sìn mí nítorí pé o fẹ́ràn mi. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ pé èèyàn fẹ́ràn náà? Ẹ̀wọ̀n ìgbẹ́rẹ́jẹ́ pé ní ṣọba.
Ó ti jágbára gidi, ó ti jágbára gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Nígbà tí ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn fún Jésù Kristi, mú wọn dẹ̀ tó rí o, kò lágbára lórí yín mọ́. Ẹ tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ kà.
Ó sì ti já àwọn ìjọba àti agbára.
Ó ti já àwọn ìjọba àti agbára ẹ̀hẹ́.
Kúrò ní ara rẹ̀.
Kúrò ní ara rẹ̀.
Ó sì ti dójú tì wọ́n ní gbangba.
Praise the Lord. Gbogbo kórìṣà. Kí ni Jésù Kristi ṣe o? Ó dójú tì wọ́n nígbà tó tì wọ́n o. Ní gbangba lórí ìjàgbọ́lẹ̀. Ìyẹn nígbà tí a kọ Jésù Kristi tí a kọ lórí ìjàgbọ́lẹ̀ kú. Àdójútì àwọn agbára ayé yìí àdójútì yẹn tó agbára ayé kò yẹ kò tún ní pàdé ayé yìí mọ́ àwọn ìlú ìkọ̀ ní pàdé ayé yìí mọ́ àwọn ìlú ìwọlẹ̀ àti àwọn tó fi stroke tí a tẹ̀lé tó fi ṣe kí ni tó fi bá ènìyàn ọjà kò ṣe kí ni o kò tún lágbára lórí yìí mọ́ ẹ̀sìn náà ń ṣàìsàn káìsàn mọ́ ní orúkọ Jésù Kristi bí ìgbẹ́ tí wọ́n yé fún Jésù Kristi. Jésù Kristi ó ti mú ìṣẹ́gun ọba ayé yín. Nígbà tí ẹ jẹ́wọ́ Jésù Kristi gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúwa tó olùgbàlà yín. Ohun tí Ọlọ́run ṣe fún yín, òun ni wípé ó mú kí ẹ̀mí èyí tó ti jòkó sí Ọlọ́run. Ó ṣe kí ni ó sọ ọ́ jí. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ àdìbá Ọlọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ nípasẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àdìbá Ọlọ́run sọ̀rọ̀ nípasẹ̀ àdúrà. Èyí pé àwọn ìwà síwájú Ọlọ́run nípasẹ̀ Jésù Kristi ẹni tó kú fún yín tó sì jíǹde tọ́jọ́ kẹta. Àwọn ẹni ìwé láti lè wá sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run láti lè bá sọ nípasẹ̀ àdúrà àti nípa gbígbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ nípasẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Nítorí náà, wọ́n máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀ tó fi máa pariwo gbogbo ní àgbègbè ọ̀nà tí a kò lè máa gbọ́ láti máa rí nínú ìjẹ́wọ́ wa ìjẹ́wọ́ Jésù Kristi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà àtúntò là ń gbé kí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú láti máa ka ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ déédéé ká sì máa ṣe kí ni ká máa gbàdúrà sí. Nígbà tí a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀jọ́ wa sí yóò ṣe kí ni yóò tún máa bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa sọ̀rọ̀ èyí pé a gbọ́dọ̀ ní ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwa àti ọlọ́dún méjì àti di ẹ̀dá tuntun. Ní ìpàdé gbogbo ẹ bá ka ìwé orí ìkọ̀lẹ́tì kejì orí karùn-ún ẹsẹ̀ kẹtàdínlógún ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ àwòsàn amẹ́ríkà mẹ́rin dúró. Nítorí náà bí ẹnikẹ́ni bá wà nínú Kristi àlejò nígbà tí ẹ jẹ́wọ́ Jésù Kristi yìí àgbélébù ẹni tó kọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí lórí igi àgbélébù ẹni tó mú igi ẹ̀bùn owó ti jẹ́ gbogbo agbára ayé ìgbà tó ti sì fi sábẹ́ ẹsẹ̀ àtẹlẹsẹ̀ yìí ẹni tó ti sọ ibi àtúbí tó ti yí ọkàn yìí tó ti fún yín ẹ̀mí tuntun àti ọkàn tuntun. Praise the Lord o. Ẹni tó wá gbénu yín ẹ ti wà nínú Kristi. Kí ẹni náà ti ṣe o, ó ti di ẹ̀dá tuntun yẹn ní ibi tuntun. Ẹ̀dá tán. Ohun àtijọ́ ṣe kí ni o? Ó ti kọjá lọ. Ẹni tó máa ń mọ tí wọ́n ayé yín, ó ṣe kí ni o? Ó ti kọjá lọ. Ẹ̀rọ tó lọ sí wọn sọ pé Ọlọ́run ṣe kí ni? Ọlọ́run mú agbára ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀mí tó máa wà tẹ́ra máa dẹ́ṣẹ̀ nínú yín Ọlọ́run ti mú Ọlọ́run fi sínú Jésù wá mú lọ ó kàn mọ́ orí igi àgbélébù ó sọ pé ó ti parí ẹ ti di ẹ̀dá tuntun ẹ ti di ènìyàn ọ̀tọ̀ báyìí nípasẹ̀ ẹ̀mí tuntun náà ti fún yín àti ọkàn sọ́nà ti fún yín ohun àṣẹṣe kí ni o ó kọjá lọ kíyèsí gbogbo di tuntun wọ́n ní pẹ̀lú ìdílé tuntun nítorí náà láti orí ẹ wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rìn nínú òye yìí wípé ẹ ti di tuntun. Praise the Lord o. Mo tó fà tí ẹ pé ẹ fi wá ń jẹ́sẹ̀ orí pé ẹ̀yin kò mọ̀ ní. Tó bá yẹ pé ẹ mọ̀ pé Jésù Kristi ó ti mú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ náà ó ti mú kúrò ó sì ti bọ̀ ó ti kàn wá orí ìgbàgbélébùú. Òye ìyẹn tó kò bá wá sí ní ọ̀tọ̀ láti lè máa ṣe kí láti lè máa rìn nínú ìṣẹ́gun lórí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Lótìtọ́ nígbà tó bá fún wa tẹ̀síwájú nípasẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ Ọlọ́run láti máa gba ayé ojú tó wọ́n pè ní ìsọdi mímọ́ àti ọ̀nà tẹ́lẹ̀ bí láti lè jẹ́ láti máa nínú ìṣẹ́gun lórí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ohun òtítọ́ ni pé Bíbélì sọ pé ẹni tí kò mọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni asọ́ di ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nítorí tiwa. Mo inú nínú fún ìbéèrè tí ẹ béèrè yẹn.
Ẹni máa joyin inú àpáta lọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ìwé níṣẹ́. Ẹni máa joyin inú àpáta ṣòun lọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀. Ìwẹ̀nu àáké ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kì í ṣoníṣẹ́. Bọ́ nínú bí ejò níwà tútù bíi ti àdàbà. Kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà abúlé. Bọ́ nínú bí ejò níwà tútù bíi ti àdàbà. Kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà abúlé. Yára láti gbọ́ o, lọ́ra láti fèsì o. Kó má bàa farapa lọ́nà abúlé. Máì tí ì sinmi o, ojú ogun la wà. Ṣọ́ra pé kò má fún wọn. Kó má bàa